we've given you a mobile ponytail.
A what? A moving ponytail. Oh, great. Well, I guess it'll be useful to be able to talk on the phone while I'm driving.
Welcome to our episode of Barman Saturdays, and this week I decided to cover Pixi Saves Christmas. And I have to admit, I'm a bit surprised more people haven't covered this one, because it is a low-budget film that is a bit out there in terms of plot. As far as the look of the film goes, it's low budget. Like, this is the quality of our fight animation.
Tell us who you are, or...
It is not impressive at all. I mean, it's better than Life is a Jungle, so I've seen worse, but this is not very good. But it's also not bad enough I can make, tons of fun of it either, or at least laugh at while I was watching the film. I mean, I've seen worse, so for me, this just kind of just like, it's boring. There's a reason I had to stop and pause like 3 times while watching this film, get up and just stretch my legs a bit, because I'm just like, I can't get into this. I need to take a break and then come back and see if I can finally get caught into the plot, and it's just like, no. As for the plot itself, basically Santa Claus, the 3 wise men, El Cerro, and other spirits that usually give gifts around, this time of year, Christmas, Hanukkah, that sort of stuff, they're considered genies in this universe. And as long as at least one kid believes in them, they can sustain themselves. And they'll give presents, to the kids that believe in them in turn to sustain the belief. But one of the genies, a long time ago decided, he didn't need other Christmas genies. He wanted to be the only Christmas genie. And he was named Monopolish. And after killing off one of the genies by taking his last kid from him, the other genies decided to strip him of his powers and turn him into a human, leaving him to wander the earth for centuries plotting revenge. And he decides to get revenge by turning them forever into advertisements. Yes, he creates a machine that can turn anything and everything into an ad. And even brags this will give him a Nobel Prize at some point, probably. I'm like, why? There's one thing that's true about people, is they hate ads.
Advertising agency in Paris.
Advertising agencies are evil.
What?
They make you buy all these things that you don't need, that don't make you happier.
That is very deep for a boy your age.
It's the content, that's meant to help cover, stuff they actually want to watch, when they're flipping through the channel on TV, like, Top Gun's on. If you don't want to go digging through your movie collection to watch it, on VHS tape or DVD or something. And yes, I realize most people probably don't even have working VHS tapes anymore, because the tapes eat themselves. They gotta be stored properly for that not to happen, really. And most people wouldn't think about that. So I can't imagine there's too many VHS copies that would even still be functioning, and most people like VHS tapes. How old are you, man? No one talks about VHS anymore. But yeah, they never really explain how the genies come into existence, but I assume it's tied into enough kids believing in them in the first place. But I guess we should get back to the plot. Well, after Monopolish captures one of the genies, the remaining genies decide to go at their forum where they all meet together and talk about, various issues, like how do we deal with, kids asking multiple spirits, or I guess I should say genies, for a Christmas gift. And they're like, well, we need to appoint a protector, to figure out what happened to one of our buddies, So they appoint Pixie Post, who's a bit of a sourpuss, because the genie that got killed previously by Monopolish by stealing his last kid from him was her favorite genie, because she was his personal assistant. So she's really bitter about how they didn't properly punish Monopolish, when they had the chance by killing him. But as the genies themselves can point out, they don't have the power to hurt people. They might be able to grant, presents, but they can't do a lot of stuff outside of that. Like, yeah, we can travel the world, we can fly, so we can deliver lots of presents quickly. But hurt people? No. Heal people? No. It's just beyond our powers. So they have a very limited mandate. At any rate, that's why they decided to send Pixie Post out to investigate and figure out, what exactly happened to their buddy and what Monopolish's plans are. And to do this, they send her out in the workforce as a courier for a random company. And she has to, and Pixie Post basically has to spend a year trying to work her way through the ranks, up to the top, so she can become basically a special courier that basically travels around the world delivering, specific packages that are such, on a need-to-know basis. She's basically handed a case and told not to leave it alone. You must be with this case at all times. This is a must-be-delivered item. Like she's carrying around like the nuclear football or something, It's crazy. But at any rate, after she works her way up to the top and uses the knowledge of her boss's password to effectively assign herself to various deliveries so she can go to areas she needs to investigate, she eventually, works out what Monopolish has been up to and teams up with a kid to eventually, thwart Monopolish along with a younger elf. Yeah, a bunch of various plot lines happen in this movie. Problem is, while they all get tied together at the end, I don't really care for any of the characters that much. Like I said, I can understand their motivations in a lot of cases, but I'm just not drawn into any of the characters enough to care about them. Maybe it's just the low-budget nature of things, or the fact that Monopolish's plans are so cartoonishly evil that for someone at my age, it's hard to really see him as threatening because of it. And just like, he's going to turn people into ads. He's going to literally turn them into like a poster or a bulletin board or something, like, am I supposed to be impressed by this, cutout or neon light display of a genie? Like, this just isn't enough to, put fear into me of this guy, considering he's so incompetent he has to constantly complain about how useless his minions are. It's like, do I have to do everything myself? No, he literally says that.
Do I have to do everything around here?
So yeah, this might be a film that little kids enjoy, but if you're a parent, it's probably going to be a boring sit. Like, put in front of, very little kids that have, low standards. Because an older audience with higher standards, even if you're trying to be generous, is not going to be able to probably be generous enough for this film unless you really enjoy schlock. And I feel this isn't the kind of schlock that's fun to enjoy. So yeah, I don't like it. Until next time then. See ya.
Take that, evil genie!
Where? Ah! Oh.